Hey, what's up turtles? Krik here, Black Owl Outdoors. Today I'm going to be doing a video on the Roam Ready Summit Pack. If you're not familiar with Roam Ready, it's a small company started by two brothers out of Texas. And initially they were making really lightweight rain gear, and now they have expanded to making sort of like really ultralight and lightweight technical and sort of climbing, hiking style of gear. But this is their Summit Pack. Going on their site, it's $210, and this is constructed out of the Dyneema fabric, which is very strong for its weight. And at 50 liters as a complete or open volume capacity of the pack, it only weighs 14 ounces without a frame sheet. I do have a frame sheet in here. It's not included with the bag. It's not included. I will show it. But those are the features of this bag, and this more of a top load and all around just sort of simplistic in design, technical and sort of hiking / climbing bag. Now I'm going to get into the details and show you the ins and outs of the pack. Now this isn't really a color option. This is what this Dyneema fabric looks like, and it's very strong, as I said before, for its weight, which is a very, ultralight, lightweight fabric used in those sort of scope of bags and gear. But getting into the actual details of the bag, on the sides here, you have two anchor points. One here that you can add more nylon webbing and buckles with each system. There's two on each side to allow for you to strap things to the outside of the pack and or use it just as a complete compression strap. On this side again, one here and one down here. You do see this compression strap running on the pack, which is anchored to the side, and this can also be used to actually close the bag, because this is a roll top bag system, which I will show this being used for that later. Right now I just sort of have it used as a compression strap. On the front of the bag you have two rows of daisy chains running parallel to each other. You can see I have a carabiner hooked in here, sort of the increments of the daisy chains down here. And this runs the entire length of the front side of the pack, and this will open up to 50 liters, and I will show that. This is the front of the pack. You can also obviously weave some elasticized cord or some shock cord or just any type of string or cord to attach things to the outside of the pack, layers, anything like that. Use your imagination. Moving on to the back of the pack. The shoulder straps. Generously wide, same fabric, and there's really not too much padding in this. And one, that'll keep down the weight, and two, it'll allow for, like I said, the bag to be lighter and keep sort of extra costs down because you're using this more expensive fabric. So not a lot of padding, but because this is a little bit wider, see it in my hand, it makes the pack very comfortable still. This pack is very comfortable, all things given, and I will touch on that later again. And then you have adjustable sternum strap right here. Rides up and down on this rail, which I will show when I get the bag on me. Sternum strap, standard on packs. And then moving down to the hip belt. You can remove the hip belt via some hook and loop system in here. It's holding this into it. You can hear that rustling, just messing around with that hook and loop. You can hear that. Again, it's very wide because there's not a lot of padding in it. There's not a lot of structure to this, and it has length to it in comparison to my hand. So it's going to give a really nice wrap around my kidneys towards the front of my waist to give a really comfortable and secure fit with this bag, because this bag is sort of intended for you to be doing a little bit more physically type demanding or active pursuits than just simply hiking. The other side here, and then you have a nice big buckle in the front of this with webbing, and then some cord keeper hook and loop system to keep the slack so it's not flailing all around. I could obviously cut this off. My waist isn't going to change too much, but all the excess is kept and caught up in there. Hip belt, and there is a frame in here which I will show you, but it's keeping this right now structure. You can see it, keeping the bag sitting upright, and offer padding from the inside of the bag. On the bottom of the pack, terminating at the end of the daisy chain, you have these little tool loops, ice axe, trekking poles, anything just to keep something in line if you're going to attach it to the outside of the bag. You just have these on both sides. Pretty standard again on most hiking packs. So at the top of the bag, you have this roll closure, almost like a dry bag. Right now I have a buckle. You see the buckle. Now as I open this up and roll it, this is where you see that there's potentially 50 liters of volume in this. You know, I have it about this much packed right now, so I have all this space in here. There's about a couple inches up top right here. My fingers are showing. There's a little bit of hook and loop to help secure this top. Once you get it up here, you can roll it down like you would a dry bag. Get that air out, and I can use these buckles here in front of it, like I did have, or I can actually do it to the sides. Or if you spin around to the side with this compression strap I mentioned earlier, cinch that down here, and repeat the same thing on the other side. And this just allows multiple ways to close the bag, depending if you wanted to carry stuff up here. This way really secures the top of the bag more, using it here, as opposed to, like I had shown, using that traditional sort of dry bag style of closure. Putting on the sides here, and this way you can actually kind of put some stuff in between this. Up here, potentially some rope, whatever you're going to use the bag for. But that's the top. So as you saw, no pockets on the outside. Very, very simple design, and that was done on purpose. To show you what I have in the bag now for some reference, I have a thicker layer. It's like a button-up shirt, like a chamois type shirt. It's actually really warm, doesn't breathe well, but we're sitting around cold temperature, it works well. I have a full water bottle, 40-ounce bottle, a tarp sitting at the top in case the weather comes. Set this up really quick access, because it says a top load bag, meaning one access point, you're gonna have things stacked on top of each other within the whole bag. So things you want to keep handy, packed towards the top. Still keeping in mind weight distribution. Freeze-dried meal, Mountain House. Cooking stuff, cook pot, and some other small cooking doodads. Beat up notebook. Rain shell. And at the very bottom, I have my hammock, straps, and bug net. Sort of a little shelter system in here. You can see the frame in here. There's actually a little sleeve. This is the frame resting behind it. You can pull this out. You don't need to use a frame with this pack. Zack recommended, the fellow that designed and made this bag, recommend you could put like a thermarest sleeping pad in here, or mat, something of that nature when not in use. And this is the frame. 2 stays here. And then internally there's this high density foam, about a 1/2 inch thick, which will offer support and sort of protection if you have really hard or metal objects on the inside of the bag. But for me personally, when you get to about 30 liters in a bag size, a frame, something like this or similar, is necessary to keep support, to help carry the weight, all of that. This does not come with the bag. This is, I believe, $30 as an add-on. So now that I have the bag all buttoned up and to me securely, it's only being held by the waist belt and these shoulder straps, and I am going to use a sternum strap on this pack. And normally I really don't like sternum straps on packs, but for some reason this one, I do like it and it's comfortable. And this is a pretty comfortable pack considering It doesn't really have, any sort of load stabilizing or things like that, load lifters, stabilizers on the hip belt, or anything like that to really adjust it to your frame. But for me personally, at my frame, this bag is very comfortable to wear. Now I think that has to do with how light the bag is in general. Without anything in it being that light, it's really not gonna, it's not adding more weight and making it more difficult to sort of adjust, but just having these few sort of adjustment points on the pack. So it's a really comfortable pack. Not quite my style and the things I like to do in the forest because it's a top load. There's really no pockets on it. It's a very, very, very simple and minimalistic in design. For good reason, he's did this so less things on the bag to fail over time. Just the, that nature of keeping things simple. And the price for this comes in with the fabric, and obviously it's a very small company doing this. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this and support Roam Ready and take this pack and do it for him, was because I'm trying to support as many small businesses and sort of the cottage industry as I can in Stony, sort of our mission, trying to really help support those that really have a passion and want to do this for a living. With that being said, I want to thank Zack. Go check out his website. Most of the stuff on their site is made to order, so if you go check out something that you like and it says like NA underneath, that just means contact them. If you want it, they'll make it just for you. This pack is available even in 1000D. I think he said anything they make is available in 1000D. And it'll be cheaper than what this is. It'll be heavier, the fabric's a little bit cheaper because it's heavier than this Dyneema and the other like Cuban fabric he's using. So even if you do have an idea for a pack, you want this in 1000D and you want a pocket here, a pocket out of there, molly on the outside, he can do that. Contact him, let him know. So help support those that we want to help support. If you have any questions about this pack that I didn't cover, leave a comment, let me know. Remember to like, subscribe, share this video. Check out blackoutdoors.com where this video is going to be up with some really cool other still images. And this is Krik signing out Black Outdoors. Later, turtles.